Hello, everyone. Good morning. And a Happy New Year. I wonder what the specific date is when we're supposed to stop saying that. So you can always be like, yeah, Happy New Year, it's over with already. So good morning, everyone. I'm Sabrina Masso. I have the honor to be the chair right now of the Albany Colonie Regional Chamber Board. And I'm really glad that you could join us for this annual forum presented by our chamber. We look forward today to hearing from Supervisor Crummey, sharing highlights not only from this past year, but also some insights into what we are in for priorities for 2024. I'd like to recognize our prior chair, Capital Region Chamber, current chair, Dr. Roger Ramsamy, President of Hudson Valley Community College. Thank you for your service. And where would we be without our CEO, Mark Egan? Thank you as well, Mark. It's always joyous as well when we understand that there is an intersectionality between politics, legislation, our businesses, and care of our community. So it's really incredible, and I'd like the moment to recognize some of our elected officials that are here with us today. We have Senator Jake Ashby. We have Assemblyman Philip Steck, Town Board Member Melissa Jeffers. We have Town Board Member Jeff Madden. We have our Village of Menands Mayor, Brian Marsh. Colleen Williams, who is here on behalf of Congressman Paul Tonko. And former Colonie Town Supervisor, Mary Brazel. We're also pleased to have members of the Colonie Chamber with us this morning, including its president, Tom Nolte. CBRE, Upstate New York, and HMS Agency are longtime sponsors of this event. We could not continue to do this without you. Your support is really appreciated, and may I draw your attention to their signage on either side of me. I did take the bold risk to make sure I did that, so a round of applause for our sponsors as well. So it is my pleasure to invite Eric Simmons, Associate Broker at CBRE, and Steve Mather, Partner at HMS Agency, to come forward to extend a greeting to all of you. Gentlemen.
Thank you, and we're pleased to be here. CBRE has been sponsoring this breakfast for many years in a row now, and we're always happy to be here and support this event and the town of Colonie. While many of us in the office call the town of Colonie home, all of us at CBRE call it a place of business. Whether we're finding the perfect location for that retail tenant coming to town, negotiating and relocating an office tenant, landing that new major industrial tenant, or helping a local landlord dispose or acquire their assets. We're constantly doing business in this town, and we have a vested interest in the success of the town, which I'm sure all of you do as well, since you're here this morning. So I understand that you paid for a ticket to a presentation called The State of the Town and not the State of Commercial Real Estate in the Town. So I'm going to stop here because, as my colleagues know, I could go on and on this morning. So I'll pass the mic over to Steve, and thank you very much. We're pleased to be here.
Thanks, Eric. Good morning, everybody. We are so happy to sponsor this event once again. It's, as Mark said, I can't even count the number of years we've been the sponsor. HMS Agency, we're a family-owned insurance business, and for almost 27 years, our business has been in the town of Colonie, and it has just been a fantastic place to do business, to grow our business. Our employees enjoy working there, and it's just, we just, like Eric said, we love to see the success and the growth of Colonie. So, again, I won't stay here all day, but thank you very much, and have a nice day.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your support of our business, our community, and our people. I also realized that I neglected to make sure you knew that they didn't just pull me off the street because I was tall and like, why is she here and what does she do? So I know, it's odd, right? I might be the only business in this room that would prefer that you do not utilize my services. So I'm the chief executive for New York Oncology Hematology. I think unfortunately many of you know our role in the community, but I hope you walk away with the fact that our commitment to our community and the care of our community surpasses no other in this region. So thank you, and my heart shares your heart for any of the journeys that you've had to go through with our organization. Thank you. So, little background on Peter Crummey. He's sworn in as the 18th Supervisor of the town of Colonie on January 1st of 2022. Prior to becoming the Supervisor, Peter had been serving the citizens of Colonie for more than 41 years. From his day as a law clerk while a student at Albany Law, to then serving as Deputy Town Attorney, followed by serving as an attorney for the Zoning Board of Appeals for 13 years. Peter also served 21 years as a senior Colonie Town Judge and Court Administrator. His public service included representing a portion of the town of Colonie as an Albany County legislator for 8 years. So here with us for his third State of the Town address, please help me welcome Supervisor Peter Crummey.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And good morning. Officers, directors, and members of the Capital Region Chamber, distinguished elected officials, family, fellow town employees, guests, and friends, good morning, and thank you for providing me the opportunity to deliver the State of the Town message. Our Capital Region Chamber must be commended for continuing this time-honored tradition. Thank you, CEO Mark Egan, Chamber Chair Dr. Roger Rensami, Albany Colonie Chair Sabrina Mousseau, Lauren Cognato, and the entire staff for your work on behalf of our community every day. In addition, I wish to recognize the sponsors of this event, Eric Simmons, CBRE Albany, and Stephen Mather and Lori Ann Harris of the HMS Agency. And it's always a pleasure to once again return to our historic Century House. In my first term as Colonie Town Supervisor, I stayed true to my energetic and dynamic course to build a better Colonie. While I serve daily at our town hall or at any one of our town facilities, I could not enjoy the success of what we have already achieved without the unwavering support of the Colonie Town Board. Deputy Town Supervisor Rick Field, together with fellow town board members Kristen Blaze, Alvin Gamble, Melissa Jeffers, Jeff Madden, and Mark McCumber, have served collectively with me in getting the job done. Please join me in a round of applause for the Colonie Town Board. I also have great opportunity to work with Colonie Village Mayor Tom Tobin and Manans Village Mayor Brian Marsh, and I thank them for working cooperatively in so many areas of common interest. I continue collaboration with Albany County Executive Dan McCoy, Congressman Paul Tonko, Assemblyman Phil Steck, and State Senator Jake Ashby. In addition, each and every day, I have the benefit of working with so many knowledgeable and passionate fellow town employees. A number of them join us today, and I ask the team to stand as I call your name. Colonie Town Clerk Julie Gansel, Town Attorney Guy Romer, Colonie Police Chief Mike Woods, whose last day, Chief Woods' last day is tomorrow after 32 years of impeccable service. Let's give it up for Mike. The chief will be sorely missed. The chief is joined today by incoming Chief Jay Gerace Jr. Also with us today Also with us today are Human Resources Director Rosemary Newton, Commissioner of Public Works Matt McGarry, Public Works Operations Supervisor Tom Romano, Director of our Pure Waters Department Tucker Cox. We also have Caitlin Rietmeyer from our Bureau of Engineering, Director of Planning and Economic Development Sean McGuire, Parks Coordinator Tom Breslin, Personnel Officer Victor Oberting, EMS Chief Paul Segru, and EMS Deputy Chief Aaron Kelly. From our Management Information Systems, Director Lisa Travis, and Network Administrator Jimmy Onebokum. Library Director Alyssa Valente. Director of our Senior Resources Department, Angelina Searles. Director of our General Services, Bill Jenkins. We have Chris Kelsey and Craig Blair representing our Controller's Office. Director of Operations in my office, Andrew Curry. Planning Board Chair, Steve Hyder, and Zoning Board of Appeals Chair, Peter Kraus. Thank you for working with me every day. As for my immediate family, Sandy and I are joined today by 2 of my 5 children. My oldest daughter, Carol, who is married with 2 children. Carol and her husband are both practicing attorneys in Albany. My daughter, Kat, and her fiancé, Fred, are also with us today. Kat is a practicing attorney in Albany, and Fred works with his dad in government relations, also in Albany. Thank you for joining me today. Syndicated business columnist Harvey McKay, whose column appears most Tuesdays in our hometown newspaper, the Times-Union, has written a column entitled The 3 Bones of Success. McKay begins, a young woman was starting her career and leaving her parents' home when her father pulled her aside and said, there are only 3 things you need to make a big success in the world. 3 strong bones. 3 bones, the young woman asked. 3 bones, her father repeated. A wishbone, a jawbone, and a backbone. You need a strong wishbone to dream big and imagine a life of endless possibilities. Your jawbone is to ask for help when you need it, he continued. Speak your mind when you have to, and raise insightful questions to feed your curiosity and your intellect. And finally, he said, your backbone gives you the courage, effort, and determination you'll need to achieve your goals. No doubt these 3 strong bones are part of all of you assembled here today. McKay also reminds us to take time to meet the people who are taking care of you. As town supervisor, I make it a priority to visit our workforce in their work environments, delivering water to our highway crews when temperatures reached nearly 100 degrees in the shade last summer, riding wingman in a plow at 4 a.m. in the morning during a snowstorm last winter, and rising in an aerial lift with staff to inspect the installation of the new tower clock at Town Hall. Throughout my service as supervisor, my Facebook platform has provided me the opportunity to share our work together. As we know, town government is a government of boots on the ground, responsible for life's most precious needs, including providing water, sanitary sewer, and public safety. I thank our dedicated town workforce for working with me every day to get these jobs done. One element of a state of government message includes a look back at missions accomplished. Arnold J. Toynbee, a legendary historian who wrote a 12-volume series titled A Study of History, first published in 1934, once said some historians hold incorrectly that history is just one damn thing after another. Actually, history is built as a response to challenge. Here in Colonie, during my first term as town supervisor, we have met those challenges. In the past 2 years, we have made tremendous strides in my commitment to public safety, infrastructure, our park system, and even the enhancement of cell service. Our Colonie Police Department continues to serve with distinction. The department utilizes the most up-to-date policing technologies and techniques available. Working with Police Chief Mike Woods, we implemented a department-wide body camera program for our officers, which further provides transparency and works to protect the members of our department. Also, we incorporated the Handle with Care registry in order to give our police officers crucial information regarding how to best to respond to registered persons with mental health challenges. This program allows our officers to have invaluable information at their fingertips upon responding to a crisis situation. In 2023, our police department sponsored 150 community outreach programs for the benefit of our youth, our schools, and our churches. During 2023, our police department received more than 75,000 calls, representing a 4.7% increase over the year before. Every day, these dedicated men and women suit up to protect and serve the town of Colonie. As a former Colonie town judge for 21 years, I am well familiar with the quality of work performed by our police department, and we will continue to grow our work together. Our EMS department received more than 14,000 calls in 2023, an increase of nearly 1.5% over 2022. Our Colonie EMS department applied for and was awarded significant grant funding to foster a reduction in the possibility of injury or death on our roadways while providing emergency service, and also to streamline post-crash care. Our volunteer fire service continues to be an essential part of our public safety. 12 departments serve our town, and each with distinction and commitment. These volunteers put their lives at risk for the safety of others. I cannot think of a higher order of volunteer service. Volunteer fire, like so many volunteer organizations, often find an increasing challenge to gain new volunteers. We must support their work whenever we can and create opportunities promoting volunteer fire service. In 2023, the town board joined me in adopting a local law which would adopt the volunteer firefighter partial property tax exemption to provide further incentive for our volunteers. As to our infrastructure, I believe it is imperative to take bold steps to address our aging infrastructure, and that we have. As you know, I believe that public safety includes safe roads. Colonie has nearly 1,300 town roads, consisting of nearly 330 miles. In my first year as town supervisor, we delivered the largest town road restoration program in Colonie's history, restoring 89 roads covering 22 miles. Last year, during my second year as supervisor, we exceeded that mark, restoring 128 roads covering nearly 26 miles, and we will be equally aggressive this year. Our Latham Water District maintains approximately 440 miles of underground pipe. We are blessed with a water system that has the capacity to deliver more than 30 million gallons of water per day, far above our highest usage days. Actually, our daily average of providing potable water to our residents and businesses is 10 million gallons per day. Unfortunately, 2/3 of our water pipe is cast iron, which was the typical pipe utilized during the applicable installation period. Cast iron does not flex, so it can easily break under pressure. We are moving forward with pipe replacement in some of our most challenged areas, even in the face of increased costs for pipe and materials. In addition, every drop of water delivered to our homes and businesses must be pumped from intake through the entire delivery process. Our pumps run on electricity, and you can imagine how high energy costs negatively affect the bottom line in delivering our potable water. And yet, based on our diligent efforts and the capabilities of our Latham Water District, we deliver 1,000 gallons of potable water to the faucets of our residents for $4.75. As you may be aware, I have directed that notice of all water line breaks and repairs be posted by my office on our town's Colonie Stay Connected site 24/7. Real-time notice of a pause in water service can be helpful in planning for everyone. Sanitary sewer is a hallmark of a modern civilization. Our Pure Waters Department maintains over 400 miles of gravity pipe and over 24 miles of forced main pipe. In 2023, on average, our Pure Waters Department treated more than 4.5 million gallons of sewage per day, totaling on an annual basis over 1.6 billion gallons of sewage. And yet, our plant has capacity to manage more. As to our parks, the town of Colonie parks encompass more than 1,100 acres of land for recreation, including 13 parks, sports complexes, and our largest parks, which include the Crossings, the Colonie Mohawk Riverview Park, and our 36-hole golf course. Each park requires maintenance or overhaul. As to our 36-hole golf course, we now have a master plan in place for the long-awaited maintenance and repair of our course, and we will set out with the master plan as our guide to take the necessary next steps. The master plan has already been available for review online on the town's website for more than 30 days. Kiwanis Park on Route 2, just east of the Latham Circle, was rebuilt in adding new pickleball and basketball courts. And last year, we brought back outdoor skating to our pocket park system after a 20-year hiatus. Last year, we flooded courts and groomed ice at our fabulous West Albany Pocket Park, and skaters immediately joined the fun. As we know, Mother Nature is a difficult partner. But I assure you that skating has returned to the Colonie Pocket Park system. Just this week, we were able to set the ice at our West Albany Pocket Park, so lace up and head over. When Mother Nature cooperates, the Mohawk River Park and the Colonie Town Golf Course are available for cross-country skiing and snowshoeing. Further, as you may know, I have commenced a deep dive into our 200-acre Mohawk River Park, and I will continue this effort. The old tennis courts, left inoperable for years due to surface decay and large cracks, have been replaced with 8 new pickleball and 2 new tennis courts, which we will enjoy play this spring. In addition, it remains my desire to reopen our boat launch access to the Mohawk River. Last July, Lieutenant Governor Antonio Delgado and the Commissioner of the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation met with me and town board members and other dignitaries at our town park to announce a $48,000 grant award to our town to mitigate water chestnut infestation. we were able to engage professional contractor and together with community volunteers and our town's Conservation Advisory Council, 65 tons of water chestnuts were removed from the shoreline of our Mohawk River Park. My next effort is to engage shoreline dredging so as to reinstall a boat launch at our park. Last fall, we also cleared weeds and decaying vegetation along our waterfront parklands so as to restore the sweeping views of our Mohawk River from the park. Additionally, our Mohawk River Park trails have been rehabilitated, which allows all residents easier access to the full beauty of the park and has allowed our school children to return their cross-country competitions to that park. And also with the addition of 127 acres of open space inventory along Sand Creek Road, these lands will ultimately be enhanced to provide a more accessible network of nature trails for our residents to utilize. Bringing technology to town government in every phase of town operations is a continuing priority of this administration. The Parks and Recreation Department will soon unveil an online registration system for all of the park facilities and athletic programs. This new system will allow residents to open a resident account together with a key fob system. Also, the system allows residents to go online onto our Parks and Recreation site and to rent a room or an activity room as well, or a pavilion. So we look forward to that being online this spring. Also, I am pleased to announce that after more than 50 years of a toll booth fee imposed on town residents entering our Mohawk Park in a motor vehicle, we have this year eliminated the entrance fee for town residents. Our Senior Resources Department tirelessly serves our growing senior population in navigating complex situations so that our seniors don't lose benefits, and also advise our seniors on new opportunities and options available. As we know, the town of Colonie does not have a senior center. A town of our size should have such a center. In fact, nearly 20% of our population is 65 years or older, including me. This center could serve as a hub for our 6 senior citizen clubs and provide contiguous access to our Senior Resources Department. I want our senior citizens staying in Colonie to live, work, and play. Let's continue to provide reasons for them to do so. Our town's library, for the past 8 years, has been voted best library in the Capital Region. Our library continues to increase opportunities for our patrons, including ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, music, and videos. We have added more elementary age programs, early literacy sessions, and a baby bounce class to our children's schedule. Additionally, based on my recommendation, the historian's office was moved from the basement of Town Hall into the library to further galvanize those departments as a hub of educational opportunities for our town. Partnering with the historian has allowed us to further expand our offerings to adults through our additional partnership with the Colonie Historical Society. Our Community Development Department continues to solicit applicants for federal funds we receive to support qualifying first-time homebuyers and home repair projects, and to support Section 8 housing needs. Our management information systems will continue to modernize town operations. During my first term, we instituted the option to pay water bills online, and I seek more complete electronic opportunities to facilitate the ease of use of town services by our citizens. Credit card payment options are now available at entry points for our parks, as well as for fees collected by various town departments. And in addition, and in developing a means to continue to share the progress of goals that I have outlined, I introduced the town's first ever electronic performance dashboard. The performance dashboard provides a quarterly snapshot of the progress we are making in attaining the key goals which I have outlined and referenced since day one. This performance measurement tool can be found online at colonie.org. Our Human Resources Department and Civil Service Department face similar challenges as many in this room are facing, including employee recruitment and retention. We plan to host the first ever Town of Colonie Job Fair this May. Recruitment and retention of personnel must be a top priority. I believe in customer-focused government, and I have shared my belief with all department heads, including those involved in our town's planning and building process. I work with building and planning officials daily to develop proper response times to applications for business startups. At my direction last year, an updated specification list was developed and now implemented so that all applicants will now know the very latest requirements for acceptable submittals. This saves time and money for the applicant as they are on notice up front of the submittal requirements, and saves town staff time as well from having to review incomplete submittals and having to make extensive comments, ultimately requiring a reworking of the submittal. Additionally, all new projects are now reviewed upfront by the town's designated engineers to ensure compliance with these specifications in order to further streamline the process. I have also tasked all departments involved in the building and planning phases to work on making the review process ultimately available online, so applicants will know where their application is and be able to receive real-time comments. Our green initiatives are well underway. During my first term, our town board dedicated 41 acres to be preserved and maintained by the Albany Pine Bush Commission, then expanding that commission's holdings to 3,400 acres. Our LED light conversion project has now been completed. 4,000 streetlights have been replaced with LED fixtures, and it is projected to use 50% less electricity to better light our neighborhoods. In addition, and during my first term, our Climate Smart Communities Task Force achieved Climate Smart Community designation for our town. We continue our efforts to achieve more significant Climate Smart designations in the future. In 2023, the town was again named a Tree City, USA, by the Arbor Day Foundation in honor of our commitment to effective urban forest management. With 2,000 acres of open space under town control, we positively enhance our environment while supporting the park activities so vital to our residents. As to our reservoir property, which includes 608 acres of forested land, we have completed a full inventory of our forest surrounding the reservoir. The next steps will be to protect, maintain, and improve the site, including following best forestry practices to maintain the 1,000-acre site. And as to enhanced cell service, my friends, we have made substantial progress in this realm as well. During my first campaign for town supervisor in 2021, I made our town cell dead zones a public safety issue, as numerous police and fire personnel told me of too many incidents of drop calls, emergency calls in certain areas of our town. Those who have lived in dead zones, like Sandy and myself, or or those who pass through dead zones on a daily basis feel the brunt of this failure in service every day. The state-of-the-art cell service has changed dramatically over the past 30 years. Tall antennas are now not the only way to fill in critical dead spots. In my first year as town supervisor, I introduced the first ever local law regarding the installation of small cell nodes to streamline the approval process. The law provides a process by which wireless carriers may apply for and obtain highway work permits in order to deploy small cell nodes on existing poles and structures in the town's right-of-way. Today, Verizon has been permitted for 10 such cell node installation sites, and more than 4 have already been deployed. My friends, the Route 9 corridor cell dead zone between Menands Road and the Albany City line has now been eliminated. In addition, and just this month, we issued a certificate of completion for a Verizon tower, which should enhance the cell service in the eastern section of the town, including our Mansville area. And as we speak, 2 applications for traditional antennas in other areas of the town are pending before our boards. Having the capacity to work together, not only with our employees and fellow elected officials, but also with the businesses and industries that provide essential services, we are making a difference. As to our town's financial health, in February 2023, I followed through on my promise to adopt the town's first ever fund balance policy, maintaining no less than 5% of our annual budget in an unrestricted fund. Such a policy is recommended as a best practice by our New York State Controller. In February 2023, S&P Global Rating Services upgraded our bond rating to AA-, which places the town's bonds within the high-grade investment quality for the first time in over 2 decades. Moody's Investor Services followed suit in April of 2023, assigning us an equivalent rating of AA3. I am pleased that our town has been recognized for our financial management and that these 2 preeminent bond rating agencies have the faith and confidence in our administration. I believe that our conservative approach with the town budget and implementation of the town's first ever fund balance policy is proof that we have prepared for a strong financial future. Within the town's 2024 budget, I introduced the first 2 reserve funds, a capital reserve fund for land and buildings, and a reserve fund for parks and recreation repair, to start providing specific funding for these purposes. These dedicated funds ensure that these 2 important assets of town government will have a protected future. Our town's assessed value continues to rise. The combined assessed values of the properties within the North and South Colonie school districts alone totals over $7 billion, which continues to allow our town property taxes to be lower than many municipalities. As you may know, I believe sustainability begins with a sound economy. A town where our children, their children, and future generations can live, work, and play. All of us are called upon to manage within the economic impacts of elevated energy costs, record levels of inflation, and supply chain disruptions. Let's work together to meet those challenges and to maintain our proud history and to forge a sustainable future for the town of Colonie. And as we know, life is full of surprises. All of us in this room have enjoyed successes and failures, and we are defined by how we respond to them. We prepare each day for even a surprise, but sometimes a surprise can help moderate the throttle. I taught 6th grade religious education for 18 years on Sunday mornings at St. Pius X Church in Loudonville. The sixth grade curriculum was the Old Testament. And while one of my college majors was theology, I feel I learned more about the Old Testament sharing it with the children. Reminds me of a story I was told about a religious education teacher who was teaching the biblical story of Jonah and the whale to an elementary school class. A young girl raised her hand and exclaimed, "There is no way a whale's mouth is large enough to swallow a man. In fact, when I get to heaven, I'm going to ask Jonah myself." The teacher said, "Well, what if Jonah went to hell?" The student responded, "In that case, you ask him." I look forward to the next 4 years as I set out on the first ever 4-year term as Colonie Town Supervisor, continuing to make Colonie a best place to live, work, and play. And while it is true, our town is comprised of no less than 16 neighborhoods, 2 villages, 9 zip codes, 6 school districts, and 12 fire departments. We are one town. We are Colonie. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you.